Alright, so today I'm going to make a video. I'm going to go over how to use the Moz bar. So first of all, what you want to do is download the extension for your Chromium based browser. So it can be either Google Chrome, or in my case I use Microsoft Edge, which is a Chromium based browser that also uses the same extensions as Chrome. So once you've downloaded that and installed it, you're going to see this M for the Moz bar on your browser. If you don't see it up here, it's probably hidden under the extensions part of the browser. Find that and expand it, and then just turn on the eyeball for the Moz bar. So in this case, wherever the Moz bar is located, sometimes they're in alphabetical order. I find sometimes they don't seem like they are, but there's the eyeball. If I turn it off, you see it disappears from the top of the toolbar where it was, and then turn it back on, it comes back again. And right next to that you have the more actions, where you can manage the actual extensions and put on their the management of them. So if you want to allow them to be on all sites or only when you click on it, you can change that so they only have access, and it only activates that extension when you actually click on the bar up top to activate it for each specific website that you're on. If you change it to all sites, it'll be on for every single site that you go to. So if you want to give it more permissions and do that, that's up to you. If you want to specify which websites it can be on, you can do that, or you can just say again on click. So if I change it to on click, it should then stay on when I click onto it. So I'm going to open a new window, and right now it's off. If you can see, it's kind of a grayed out black and white version of the plugin, kind of symbolizing it's not active. And then what I want to do is I want to go and do a Google search. So I can use any browser that's Chromium based, but I need to make sure I'm using Google search for the search engine of my browser. So as you can see, my page right here, start, is on the Microsoft Start page, which is the Edge default browser page, or you can change that and make it Google if you want. That way it's always Google when it starts. So I just leave mine on Microsoft, and I use Microsoft and Google. So I toggle between the two of them. So you can just type in google.com, or if you have a hotkey, just click on that, and that will go to the Google search in your browser window. And then from there, just put in a keyword to search. And in this case, I'll bring up one of our content briefs, and I'll go to our target keyword, and I'll just grab this one here, interpretation systems, Control C. I'll copy that, and then I'll paste it into here, Control V, and hit enter. And now after I verify I'm not a robot, it will then allow me to see the Google search for that keyword. Okay, so now we see the search results appears here in the browser window. But now we need to activate the Moz bar, because as we remember, we just turned it off and said we want it only on when we click on it. So I can click on it, I can refresh the page, and now that Moz toolbar is active. However, it's still not on at this point. So if I click on it again, click on it 2 more times, then it enables that bar, and you can see now it turns a blue and white color. It also gave me the toolbar up here at the top above the Google window, and then it's also put these little bars below each search results that it found. So in this case, if it's not on and it's not showing anything, you need to go ahead and sign in to the toolbar with your free account. So you'll need to make a free account and just sign in and log in, and then you'll see in this case I have a log out, means I'm already logged in. And then you have a setup bar here where you can set things, or you can create profiles over here where it says search profiles at the top, and then you can just click on the default. And in this case, there was no Google USA originally. It was Google US non-personalized, and then there was a Bing US, a Yahoo US, and then I made a new one called Google USA, which is a different name, so make sure it's a different name. And then you can customize it to your specific preferences. For instance, location by city, state, region, and you know, those types of customizations. So if I click on this little pencil that you can barely see, you'll see here the actual settings for the profile that I'm allowed to choose from. So I want to show either non-personalized results, or I want personalized, and I want it to be in the United States. And then the region doesn't really matter in the United States in this case, because we're using keywords that could come from any part of that region of the entire United States. So I don't want to be too specific here in this case. If I was doing a local SEO, I would then want to use the region, and let's say, you know, I would want to pick a specific state, and then maybe even a specific city, because it will be a local business and local SEO. But in this case, it's not, so we're going to leave it set to region, United States, and then Google USA is the name that I gave it for myself to distinguish it from the other ones, and then just save the profile. And then all you have to do is, when you enable that Moz toolbar again, is just turn on your preferences there, and then everything that, all the search results that you see in the window will be specific to exactly your profile that you put in there. And so now you can see there is these toolbars underneath here, those of each page and the actual domain score. This one is a 26, this one is a 37. So when we're looking for these, we want to look for one that has a high DA score, and we don't really pay too much attention to the page score unless all the pages in that keyword research have high PA scores as well. So really, to get this working, I don't even remember what I did to make it work, but I believe I went back into my extension tools, and I just enabled it to be all websites. Where's my mouse bar here? So I went to manage extension, and I just changed it to manage all sites at all times. That was really the only thing I did, and then it appeared. So I'm not sure why, if you manage it, would click it and turn it on, why it doesn't immediately populate, or maybe it does and it just takes a lot of time to do the calculations or something. But it's working now. So as you can see now, when I put in my keyword and I do a research, click enter, it will show me the search result, the SERP results, and I need to then just make sure, even though it says it's on Google USA right now, if that was the starting profile name, it doesn't actually mean that it was activated. So I'm going to just click on it again one more time here to be sure that it's now looking at my profile location, because if you change it to a different region or a different browser, maybe you want to look at Yahoo or Bing profiles, then you'll need to make sure you change it back. So the Moz bar does work with the other search engines. It's just not showing you the Google SERP results, which is the main one that most people go by in SEO world. But Yahoo, Bing also matter. So if you want to look at those as well, just enable that. It will open a new browser tab window for you, and then you can see the scores inside of the Bing, Microsoft Bing instead. So you can see some pages will actually be a little different in the scores, just based on the search engines and how they rank them and score them. So if you find the same company, for instance, let's see, this is a bridge between nations. And if we might not even see that one here, but I didn't set a region for this browser either, so it could be that it is just further down the bar based on the default settings of the Bing USA. I didn't check the settings to see where it's set to, but it is possible that you may find a company name here on a website and a score, and then in a different browser type like a Bing or a Yahoo, you will see even a different score because those browsers have different rating systems. Think of them as, in my way of comparing, as like the credit bureaus in the United States. There's three main credit bureaus, and if you go to all three of them and look up your credit score, they're not exactly the same in each of those companies. They're close to, but they're different. So that's kind of how I can compare it here. It might be the same in your country. You might have two or three different ones, and they're not the same at each one because they're not the same company. Maybe they use a different rating system, but either way, you can see now that the Moz bar is working for Yahoo, and it is working for Bing, and it is also working for Google in my profile of USA. So you can change this to any profile you want and create. I don't know how many they actually let you create, but I'm sure they'll let you create a couple. So all I'm asking is when you're working for me and you're doing this work is to create a Google USA profile and then filter it, your results. Once you get the results, make sure you click on it and choose that profile so it loads up that specific region and page. Even if it started on that setting, doesn't necessarily mean it is in actually the location that you put. It might just have been the starting profile originally, and it might actually be showing the results from the other Google US. Just make sure, just refresh the page with the new profile and then do your search from there. Find the actual high authority website that you want to use for a link. Check it out, read the page. If it looks like a good link, a blog, let's use that for one of our external links. Okay? Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions.